If I asked you to name one episode of Batman the Animated Series that you would show to someone who's never seen the show before, as you try to explain to them what exactly makes it so incredible and a perfect encapsulation of the Batman character, you'd probably have no shortage of great episodes to choose from. Whether it's the Emmy Award-winning Heart of Ice, the now iconic Mad Love, or the one that started it all on Leather Wings, there are honestly more amazing episodes of Batman the Animated Series than one could count offhand. However, while all of these episodes I've mentioned are undoubtedly classics, my favourite has always been the Season 1 episode Beware the Grey Ghost. This episode, most well known for the guest appearance of former Batman actor Adam West as the titular Grey Ghost character, represents everything that made Batman the Animated Series so genius and such a beloved show. So in this video, I want to explain how this 22-minute episode serves as a fitting tribute and a love letter to the ideas and inspirations behind BTAS as a series, and the Dark Knight as a character, bringing old and new versions of the Caped Crusader together, and how it tells a truly heartwarming and relatable story about idols and heroism that virtually any and all Bat fans can genuinely relate to. Batman the Animated Series premiered in September of 1992, created by Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski for Warner Bros. Animation, in response to the growing cultural resurgence of the Batman character in the late 80s and early 1990s. You see, with the box office success of Tim Burton's 1989 Batman film, as well as its then recently released sequel, the character experienced a pop culture renaissance reaching levels not seen since the height of the 60s TV series. As such, Timm, Radomski, and other notable producers and writers such as Paul Dini, Alan Burnett, and Mitch Bryan attempted to use this popularity to create a show that would offer a near-definitive take on the Caped Crusader, bringing to life many of Batman's beloved characters and stories from the comics. In the years since the show's conclusion in September 1995, many have regarded BTAS as a perfect adaptation, capturing the spirit of the Dark Knight stories in a way that made whole new generations fall in love with this character. And while I certainly agree with this statement, I've personally always been fascinated with how the show paid tribute to what came before, be it the Batman comics, the previous 60s TV show, or other animated superhero cartoons, namely the 1940s Fleischer Superman series. And honestly, there are few better examples of how Batman the Animated Series was a product of its inspirations than the episode Beware the Grey Ghost. Written by Dennis O'Flaherty and Tom Ruegger, Beware the Grey Ghost was the 18th episode of the first series, initially airing on the 4th of November 1992. In the previous episodes of this first season, the show had introduced many long-standing Batman characters, such as the Joker, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and the Scarecrow. However, this 22-minute installment chose to deviate from this pattern and instead create an array of brand new characters and use them to explore the inspirations behind Batman, both in universe and in real life, as well as the inspirations behind the show. The episode opens with the introduction of the Grey Ghost series. The opening credits, animated in the style of the Fleischer Studios Superman series, featuring narration akin to that of George Reeves's The Adventures of Superman TV series, introduces us to this character, as a young Bruce Wayne watches eagerly with his father. The episode jumps between past and present. As young Bruce watches an episode entitled The Mad Bomber, Batman investigates a crime scene that is eerily similar to that particular episode. As the world's greatest detective looks into the crime scene, he deduces that someone is mimicking the plots of old Grey Ghost episodes. As such, Batman tracks down Simon Trent, the former star of the TV series, discovering that in the years since the show's conclusion, he has largely been unable to find work and struggled financially, resulting in Trent selling his original Grey Ghost costume and memorabilia to a mysterious collector. The next day, Trent wakes up to find his costume waiting for him, with a note telling him to meet him outside, where he's confronted by Batman. The Dark Knight approaches Trent and reveals the details of the case. However, Trent claims to have no memory of the Mad Bomber episode. He attempts to flee from Batman, returning to his apartment only to find the vigilante already there waiting for him. Batman pleads with Trent, showing him the ransom note left at the crime scene, which causes Trent to remember the episode finally, and hands Batman the original film reel to the Mad Bomber episode. As Bruce watches the episode at home, reliving his youth and memories with his father, he realises that the previous crime scene had whirling sirens going off, deducing that the source was remote-controlled toy cars armed with explosives. As the mysterious culprit attempts to replicate another crime at the Gotham Library, Batman and the GCPD dispose of the toy cars, only to be cornered by another group of explosive toys. As Batman scrambles to find a way out, he's rescued by the Grey Ghost, as Trent dons his old costume once more to aid the Dark Knight and help solve the mystery. The two analyse the toy cars and discover that they are in fact authentic Grey Ghost merchandise. Returning to the Batcave, Trent stands in awe as it reminds him of the Grey Ghost's lair, with Bruce taking Trent to a special room in the cave which displays Bruce's various Grey Ghost collections that he had when he was a child, telling him all about his memories watching the show with his father and how the Grey Ghost helped inspire the Batman persona. Batman scans the toy cars on the computer, revealing that Trent's fingerprints are all over them. Confused, the Grey Ghost swears his innocence before he realises that he sold his collection of official merchandise to a collector months earlier. Batman then goes to confront the collector Ted Dimer, who reveals himself to be the mastermind behind the crimes, trapping the Dark Knight in a ring of explosive toy cars before the Grey Ghost arrives and apprehends him. Bruce, Trent and the Collector escape from the building before the toys explode, and Dimer is taken into police custody as Batman and the Grey Ghost are celebrated for saving the day. The episode ends with Trent hailed as a hero and experiencing a career resurgence thanks to his heroics, as he, still in his Grey Ghost costume, signs autographs for fans at a convention. Amongst the queue of eager Grey Ghost fans is Bruce Wayne, who approaches Trent and tells him that he used to watch the show with his father, the exact same thing he told him in the cave. Trent smiles as Bruce tells him that the Grey Ghost was his hero, and affirms that he still is. While the episode's plot in itself is largely straightforward, almost every single aspect of its story and characters are designed to reference and pay tribute to so many things that came before it. Beware the Grey Ghost is essentially an incredibly meta celebration of what inspires Batman in the context of the show, and also what inspired the show's writers and producers. The episode pays tribute to a number of different influences and inspirations, with the most obvious being that of Adam West and the live-action Batman TV series that ran from 1966 to 1968. The main creative voices behind Batman the Animated Series, Bruce Timm, Paul Dini and Eric Radomski, were all part of a generation that grew up watching this show. As such, this episode becomes a love letter from the show's creators to their greatest inspiration, as well as the characters and ideas that influenced the creation of Batman in general. As Bruce Timm told Cinefantastique,
"The Grey Ghost is Batman's boyhood hero, and the Shadow was Bob Kane's inspiration for Batman. That's doubled down by the fact that Adam West was my childhood hero and my inspiration for getting into Batman."
The episode works on so many levels, and whichever way you attempt to view it, still maintains an incredibly heartfelt and emotional story. In the context of the show and Bruce's emotional journey throughout the first season, the episode does a tremendous job of humanising him and making him so relatable for the audience. For the majority of this episode, Bruce is presented as nothing short of an adoring fanboy towards the Grey Ghost, having grown up and now carrying with him into adulthood the lessons that Trent taught him as a child. The scenes where young Bruce watches the Grey Ghost in complete awe are exactly how so many children at the time watched BTAS, and how the show's creators watched their beloved Batman show back in the 1960s. As such, through Bruce and Trent's journey together, not only does Bruce find inspiration in Trent, but Trent also finds it in Bruce, as the Batman character becomes a symbol of the impact that the Grey Ghost had on so many children, a real-world version of the hero that Trent sought to bring to life on screen. Trent's arc throughout this episode also parallels the real-life experiences of his actor Adam West, and it's in Trent's newfound love and success at the end of the episode that Beware the Grey Ghost truly feels like a love letter to Adam West and the 60s Batman series. Much like Trent's character in the episode, West struggled to overcome typecasting for many years after Batman's conclusion in 1968, largely unable to escape his public image as the campy superhero from a now dead TV series. Even at the time that this episode was produced, the public image of Batman was almost seen as a rejection of the 60s camp, with the likes of Burton and Miller's work creating a new perception of the Caped Crusader as this dark, brooding and mature character. As such, this episode isn't just about Batman helping to remind the world of his childhood hero, it's the show's writers reminding the world of theirs. And much like how Bruce saves Trent and reignites the world's love of the Grey Ghost, this episode actually helped to revitalise Adam West's career, allowing a whole new generation of Bat fans, many of whom discovered the character through either this show or Burton's blockbuster film, to discover and appreciate Adam West's work in bringing Batman to life and the significance that he and his show had still so many years later. In short, Beware the Grey Ghost is a brilliantly written, all-time great episode of Batman the Animated Series that tells a touching story about heroes and how even our greatest ones still need someone to help and inspire them. It's an incredibly heartfelt tribute not just to Adam West, but to everyone who helped turn Batman from the dream of two young storytellers to an unquestionable cornerstone of modern pop culture. The episode is essentially a 22-minute long thank you from the current curators of the Batman character to everyone that helped create and continue this long-standing myth, acknowledging and celebrating the works of so many different writers, artists, actors and filmmakers who all carried the Batman torch before them, done in the context of a show that would go on to introduce whole new generations of fans to this incredible character, and ensuring that the Batman myth, carrying with it the hard work and imagination of those who carried the torch before them, will live on forever. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we talked about in today's video. I can't wait to hear what you have to say as always. If you're new to Owen Likes Comics, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the notify bell so you stay up to date with all of the new videos we release on the channel. And if you enjoyed this video and you want some more, there should be some other videos on screen right now that you might also enjoy. If you want to help support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/OwenLikesComics. And if you want some more of me, you can follow me on Twitter, just at OwenLikesComics. That's all for this video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. So until then, take care and keep reading.